Hello and welcome to episode 8 of A Word from Our Sponsor. We're back once again and we have another sponsor, don't we, Owen?
Yeah, today's sponsor is called the Croc Sock
Oh, great.
because you don't want your Crocs to get cold. So this is a sock that goes over your Croc.
Very inventive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I can't wait to get them because sometimes my Crocs are cold and I would like the Croc Sock to go in. So that's why they reached out to me because they were like, "We've seen your Crocs," and I was like, "Thank you." And they were like, "We would like to sponsor you and your podcast to promote the Croc Sock. On
Yes.
your first purchase, you get 5% off
Whoa.
with sponsored promo code
We're sponsored, not the real lads.
5%?
5%.
Why
Yeah,
are we doing this?
because I get a free pair. So
What do we get?
we usually have Crocs.
Oh, here.
Do we not get like a shoe sock or something?
Discrimination.
I don't know. You can email them about that. They just said to me. So they come in a variety of colors, and there's also customization mechanics on their website at www.crocmysock.org.net/socks.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Once again, that is not a real sponsor. There's not a real website. Do not get pranked by Owen. So let's get started. Owen, you have some things to talk about, don't you?
Yes, I have a story
Oh, story time with
of
Owen.
what happened during this week. Well, first off, how was everyone's week this week?
I mean, nothing much. I hurt my back. I tried to pick up Jensen, Weezy's wee brother, and a big crunch happened, and I've
Ooh.
been kind of just paralyzed since.
Like a Nestle Crunch?
Well, yeah, but even though I was painting the wall today. That's what I was doing. We're painting the wall. So I sit on a chair like a wee old man painting.
Nice. What about you, Alex? How was your week? Great. And I'll just go to my story. So, I was up Cave Hill this week with my friend. I think it was what day is today? It's Wednesday today. Was it Monday? What was the really windy day?
Oh, there was a couple of windy days this week. Wasn't
Like 15-mile-an-hour winds.
there? I can't remember.
It was Saturday. We decided, we'll just go up Cave Hill, right? So, we got there. It wasn't overly cold, but it wasn't hot either.
Just
So we're
windy.
walking up. I had my cap on, like backwards style. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool
keep it
kid.
fresh. So walking up was deadly because the wind was just like
Yeah.
pelting you. But you know when you get to the top of Cave Hill, there's like
Yeah.
this wee crater. So we just lay in it for a while because the wind didn't hit you.
Fair play.
But then I got kind of bored. I was like, I just want to go. So I thought we'd go home. The winds had picked up at this rate. Like it was powerful stuff. Like we were walking down the hill, but into the wind.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see, and you couldn't breathe. You know when the wind's just blowing
Oh.
in your mouth, and you have to like turn to your side.
Took a swimming.
Yeah, exactly. And then it got to the point where my hat blew off,
Oh, fuck.
and I chased it, but then it got like it was away, and I'd given up on it. I'd given up all hope because I thought it was just going off the side of the cliff. But then it stopped, and it's like I don't know, like this wee hole that like landed there. So I just sprinted over to it and grabbed it, and like you felt super fast because the wind was like pushing me as I ran. Like, I felt like Usain Bolt going after my hat. So I got my hat, picked it up, put it back on, start
Ooh.
walking again. As soon as I start walking again, off it went.
Fuck.
I was like, "Geez, don't do this to me now." But then Maddie went and got the hat the second time. So on the way down the hill, I put my hat back on again, but I had my hand on my head the whole
That's
way
smart.
down.
You've learned.
But I flipping took forever to get down. Like you were fighting against. I don't know how fast that wind was, but it felt like it was deadly.
Yeah, I think me and Weezy were at a walk that day. I think it was like 20 miles an hour, at least. I think when
Yeah.
G checked, but it felt a lot more though.
Yeah, it felt really bad. Like I was at one point, I was like, I regret even coming stepping foot outside my door today because it was mental.
Yeah, like it was so bad. So because there's flags up outside, our flag,
Yeah,
and
plague.
we had the window open. I think it was either that day or like that night or whatever. It was like that morning, and like it woke us up because like, the wind was that bad. Like we had to get up and close the window because it was just so loud. It woke me up, and I'm a deep sleeper, so nothing really wakes me up, but that woke me up.
Yeah.
It was mad.
But your window open. It's also reminded me of another story that you will know because you saw it because I sent videos of it. But
Oh yes.
like, I don't know, on this Monday night, was it Monday night? We'll say Monday night. We'll just say
Yeah.
Monday night. I forgot to close my window in my room and had my bedside lamp on. So I was just like lying in bed watching YouTube as you do. A giant bat of a moth just flew past my head. Scared like I'm petrified of moths. Like I don't know what it is about them, but they
Yeah,
scare me so
I
much.
don't like moths. I don't like
Like they
moths.
scare me so much, and it flew past my head, round the back of my bed. I like jumped up. I was like, great, and then it like flew away and landed on my blinds. And that's when I was like, right, I can't sleep in here tonight if this moth is there. So I got some ideas from some people just to go get some toilet roll or to whip it with a hoodie. And I'm like, why would I want dead moth on my hoodie
Yeah.
though? Not going to do that. So I only got toilet roll, went up to the blinds, was like, okay, I'm just gonna grab it. I'm just gonna grab it. Couldn't do it. I was looking at the devil himself in the eyes and was like, I can't do this. So then you go to the next best thing to get a bit of range. You go for your slider.
Oh, aye.
Picked up my slider, gave it a smack. Because it was on the blinds moved in, and the moth flew away down the side of the radiator. So it's like, great. Now what do I do? So I went and picked up my ruler off my desk and
A
gave it a wee
ruler?
poke. Yeah, I have a wee ruler on my desk. I gave it like a wee
Poke.
poke, and it flew up, landed on the wall, and then that's when I did the kill blow. If you want to see the kill blow and more, it's on our TikTok at the real lads with two A's and lads. you know.
Yes. Is it 69 or no? Is it 69? I don't know.
No, it's the real
Just realised
lads
is that it.
with two A's. Yeah,
But
but
see, to be fair,
it's
there's so many
scary.
moths. There's so many moths about. Like, because we have the window open all the time, so it's really warm. And like, I've killed about 6 moths, and I think there's one flying about the house. I did see
I
it
just
earlier.
they just scare me. Like seeing its dead body didn't even give me relief because I was like, I don't know if you're dead. Because I grabbed the toilet roll that I had and flushed it down the toilet that night. When I got up in the morning, it was still in the water of the toilet. So
Resurrected.
I was like, are you alive or what? So I flushed it again. Now it's gone.
Just a
But
second coming.
it was, but it got me scared to
Oh,
go
Alex,
poo.
good to join us, Alex.
I said, it made me scared to go poo though, because I thought, what if this moth just comes again,
Flies up your arse.
enters me?
You become the moth.
I become Mothman. Well, that would be my worst fear.
Be a shit superhero as well.
That's the
Fucking
thing.
Mothman.
There's like a mythical creature, it's a Mothman. Like a, what would you
Yeah.
call it? Is it a mythical creature, would you call it? Like
Yeah.
a Bigfoot
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Weird.
Is there not a superhero like called the Moth or something in Kick-Ass?
I don't know, I've never seen it.
There's a bad guy from Batman called the Moth.
Ah.
Oh, yes.
That's probably where you.
To be fair, I would be scared if he came at me because I'd be like, shit, a giant moth.
Huge
You know what I
ass
mean?
moth. Yes. Wait, so Alex, you missed that part. As in, how was your week?
How was my week?
Yes.
It's the same as it's been every week in lockdown, if I'm being honest with you. Fucking boring.
Boring.
Literally done nothing new. Went to Tesco's twice this week.
Oh.
Thought I'd splash out.
Was
Forgot
it
to get the
necessary?
fucking. Of course it was.
What did you get? What was the necessity?
It was just for like daily shop. Twice.
Actually,
In
I
one
was.
week? A daily
I-
shop twice in 1 week?
Twice in 1 week.
A daily shop twice in
Daily
1
shop.
week?
A daily shop.
Twice in 1 week.
You mean a weekly shop?
Yes.
Twice in
Yes,
1 week.
that's yes.
Did your family just go through the first weekly shop?
No, I just wanted to go to Tesco's.
Fair. We were at Tesco's today, and Spent 50 quid. Don't know how. We went in to get stuff for dinner. Cause me and Weezy are making steaks and nachos. Just our two things.
You love nachos.
No,
You
but we're
always
making
make
the homemade ones, like the tortilla, like cut in, deep fried. Oh, Weezy's mum makes them and they're so good. So Weezy's gonna make them. That's what she's doing right now. But we're getting stuff like that. I ended up spending 50 quid.
where she belongs. Am I right?
Yeah,
In the
that's
kitchen.
true. But ended up getting a whole bunch of just random shit.
Wait, so did you just say Wheezy's making them right
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
And you're not helping?
No, she said go do my
Why would
podcast.
he need to?
She said go do the podcast and she'll get the dinner on. I mean,
What a fucking catch you got. Owen.
exactly. She's a keeper, I guess.
Cheers. I guess. Oh.
I guess. Well, she doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah, she doesn't watch it.
Just gonna listen to the podcast. She doesn't. So if she's watching this one, I'll get a slap in the back of the head in a few weeks, I guess.
I'll probably get drop kicked out of her house.
A few weeks.
Yeah, by the time she gets through them all. But then we ended up getting drink. We ended up getting vodka and peach
Of
schnapps.
course, she's got drink.
I
You're
know.
turning into a right alcohol.
I
I
really
think.
am. We're gonna make cocktails. She wants to make her cocktails.
You're on it
But
at least.
here-
You're on it every night.
Yeah, it's hard not to. It's stressful.
Yeah.
This house,
You should drink.
it makes you drink.
Forces you to drink.
It does. Like, I mean, and you have barbecues as well. It's rude not to have a wee cider on the barbecue. You know what I mean?
Here, Adam, I've got
Go
a
on.
question for you.
Oh, a question for just for
What's
me.
it like? Yep,
Oh.
because you're the one that can answer it. What's it like being away from your family for so long?
Oh yeah, right enough.
I mean, to be fair, when I'm in my house, I'm in my room. I don't really see my family. No, but I don't know. I'm not.
Are you not missing? Like your
Is
mum
it
or
weird? Have you adjusted well, or?
I mean, I'm just kind of used to it. I don't know. I'm not. Like I've went up and like sat with them. I did it
Oh,
when
okay.
was it the other day? We were up. We just kind of sat at the back. I was just chatting to them when we went for a walk. But yeah, no, not really. Obviously, I miss them,
Mm.
but I'm not like, oh my god, like because there's so much like I'm like we're doing something every day here. Like it's just constant here, so I'm not sitting around.
Flip, I wish I was doing something constant every day.
Oh, same.
It's not like we're doing something constant every day, but rather tidying the house. There's the back room which Weezy's sister's moving into, so we're clearing it, and we've painted 3 walls. We have to do another coat on them because the pink's still coming through, which is the most frustrating thing ever.
Are you painting it pink or are you painting it white?
Painting it grey, like a grey, tealy grey, telly colour. So yeah, so we're doing something. There's the hot tub, you know what I mean?
Where you have a drink
Yeah.
again.
Have we drink again? Rude not to.
We got a hot tub, but it's not up yet. My dad was like, "I'll have it up by this weekend," and that was the weekend that just passed there.
Rage.
I'm like, "Cheers!"
Why don't you put it up?
I can't be bothered.
Mm.
Can't be bothered. I'd probably break it. To be fair, I was
You probably would.
the first time I was asked to go cut the grass. I broke the lawnmower because there's like the wee starter thing, and then there's this plastic piece at the side of the lawnmower that I had to push forward to start it as well.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be a lot resistant than what it was. So when I pushed it, I was expecting a force behind it, so I would have to force myself to do it. No, I put force into it, but it just went right away, and I pulled it off as soon as I did it. So I pushed it forward, and it just broke off. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop the lawnmower. I had to phone my dad.
What's
Yeah,
just
my
going?
Wants to do the garden.
I had to phone my dad to come home from work and be like, "Yo, like, I can't stop the lawnmower. I broke it."
Jesus Christ.
I've never been asked to cut the grass again.
I wonder why.
You had to improvise and put a screwdriver in it. So
So, Owen, you have another thing to talk about, don't you? Your recommendation, was it, or something? Of a
I
thing
tell
you're
you what,
watching?
I don't really know if I'd recommend it, but it's quite cool. I've been watching a documentary on Nat Geographic because that's on Disney Plus for
yes.
some reason.
Yes, yes.
I don't know why Nat Geo's on Disney Plus. They must own it, but it's called Continent 7 Antarctica, and it's just like about because I was quite interested because you don't really hear much about Antarctica. You don't really know what goes on. You just know it's a big ice thingy.
Yeah. Thingy.
But
Pretty
there's
nice
like
thingy.
there's like 30 countries with bases all over Antarctica, and this one home like follows Scott base, which is New Zealand's.
Oh.
And there's a bunch of different. I'm gonna say storylines because there's a bunch of different things going on. Like there's these guys who there's an active. I don't know if it's active, but there's a dormant volcano in Antarctica.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, but like have to put 155 probes in the ground around the volcano to understand like when it erupts what the chambers inside and stuff will look like, but they've only done like 30 or 50 of them, and they
Has it
have like,
erupted before?
I don't know, but they have to be careful to like see when they're like coming in a helicopter to land. Like they have to land, a guy gets out, and then the helicopter like has to prepare to take off immediately because the area they land on might not actually be like land. It could be a big crevice or something,
Mm.
Oh,
like a
just cave
ravine.
in.
Like, and you could just drop in.
Fuck.
That'd
So
be
like
terrifying.
that professional has to get out of the helicopter and just go around and prod like the area around them to tell them if it's safe or not, or else it'll just like cave in and they'll fall like 30 feet.
Imagine living in Antarctica, though.
I don't know if you can
No, no.
live. Like they rely on, um, so that base that I was talking about, uh, like get plane supplies and stuff in, but there was a storm that lasted like 2 weeks, and they couldn't get any supplies and had to like ration the food out and shit.
Mad.
But there was a really cool thing. There's this big ship, like an icebreaker ship that literally goes to Antarctica, plows through the ice, so that cargo ships behind it can come and supply like the rest
Oh.
other bases and
I
stuff.
think I've seen a meme of that thing. I don't know.
Yeah, because they have to see when they do it, they go through like this like maze of icebergs. Because if the ship hits an iceberg, it'll sink, obviously. But it can go through like the ice that's just layered across the ocean.
Yeah.
And they test it out. It made me laugh. They tested out this new $100,000 drone to like go and scan the area instead of a chopper doing it because in 2013, like one of the helicopters just crashed into the water
Right.
and the people in it died. So they're like to save lives.
How is this funny?
No, the drone, right? The drone. They're like, this is the first time we're using this drone. It's $100,000. It's its test flight, and they're like, oh, the drone's working so well. This is so good. They tried to bring it back to land, and the guy missed the landing area and just went straight into the water.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Jesus.
And I was like, this is so stupid. How can you mess up a landing? So the captain of the ship was like, well, no, I don't know where the icebergs are, so I have to do this manually. And it's like, you should have just got a chopper. See?
So the thing was destroyed? Like it was.
No, like they picked it out of the water, but they had to like fix it.
Oh, right, okay.
But the ship still had to go on schedule, so he couldn't stop and wait for it to be fixed. He just
Yeah.
had to go and navigate through the ice anyway. But it was really cool. Like they do a lot of stuff. Like there's these people who went to 250 miles away from the base to go to this place called the Ross Ice Shelf, which is literally just a big, massive thing of ice that's floating on the water. And they're like the first people to ever go like this far to explore it, because if this like ice shelf melts by like say like 10 centimeters, then like coastal cities like New York and Tokyo and stuff will sink. Like they'll just be submerged in water.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're like trying to see the effects of global warming and stuff, and how we can combat it and all that. I thought that was really cool.
Alright. I remember there's a thing on that great National Geographic channel, and I was watching it on the Disney Plus. I was like, I think it was like Egyptian things, but it was kind of like these, like say like Stonehenge and all, like all these
Yeah.
like weird things around the world, and like how they got there, and like is it aliens and blah blah blah. And it was really interesting, but Wheezy wasn't happy with me watching it, so I only watched a couple of episodes of it.
I think a lot of stuff's really cool.
Yeah, I really interested in all that stuff, like, so I think that's a good segue to go into our okay, what would you call it? our task or
Mystery
or,
activity.
yes, our activity for today. So I'm gonna apologize in advance for if I stutter, if you can't understand what I'm saying, because this is a very long, well, for me, very long piece of text. And what the objective is, I'm gonna read the story, and you are basically a detective, and you have to try to figure out who killed this person.
Do you
Okay?
get to see your screen?
No, it's on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we just have to really
You just
focus on
you have
this.
to just basically
Oh
listen.
shit! Now you've done me like.
Well, if you're a detective, you don't write notes down or something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
If
well,
you
let
just
me
wanna
open
if
my
you wanna
notes
ask
one more
questions, I
time.
can go back and like read it again, and like if you
Okay.
wanna ask questions, I'll try to
Right.
answer the best I can. Okay. So
Adam's mystery. Here, hold on.
you writing it down? Are you writing notes
I'm
down?
taking notes. I'm a
Oh,
detective,
oh,
so I'm
oh.
taking notes. I'm ready.
Okay. So this is setting the scene.
Okay.
You're a detective in the 1920s. Just go with
Okay.
it. It'll be fun. Okay. By the way, this is BuzzFeed. This is by our friends at BuzzFeed. Made this.
Okay.
You step outside your office one morning to some particular bone-chilling news. Extra, extra, there's been a murder, yells the paperboy. Ooh. The victim, Jeremiah Sad Jerry Harl, the dedicated bartender at the Speakeasy downtown. But who killed Sad Jerry? You're the only detective who could solve this case. Time to start interviewing suspects. Okay, here you go. This is the first suspect.
Right, suspect one. Let me write this down.
First up, the home of Mrs. Virginia Shaw.
Mrs. Virginia Shaw.
She lives alone.
Virginia just autocorrected the virgins.
So did mine.
Virgin Shaw.
She lives alone in a modest home and has never been married. She says, I never knew Sad Jerry. He's a bartender. I don't drink at all, she says. You leave her house empty-handed. Next up, you venture to the back room of a diner, which is a known hangout spot for local gangsters. When you
Is this
mention
suspect two?
what?
Is this suspect two?
Well, it's the second place you go into the next venue.
Oh, okay.
You're in a hangout spot for local gangsters. When you mention Jerry's name, the first two gangsters you see, they scowl and refuse to answer any questions. Okay. You speak to another gangster for a minute of his time. You ask another gangster for a minute of his time. He said, Sad Jerry owed me 20 quid, $20, for a bet he lost, but it doesn't mean I killed him. You show yourself out. Okay, you got all that?
This is a rubbish detective, by the way.
You got all that? You got all that? Yeah, well. That night, you go undercover. Ooh, at the speakeasy where Sad Jerry worked. Someone near you says to their date, I heard Jerry and the trumpet player Sid Sawyer. Can we get that name? Sid Sawyer. Sid Sawyer
Okay.
got into a brawl last night before he disappeared. Ooh. So that's the trumpet player.
You got in a brawl with Jeremiah?
Sid Sawyer, the trumpet player, he got in a brawl with. You turn your attention to the jazz singer Vernon Leach. You notice the lyrics of her song, especially one particular verse. I loved you, Jerry. You stopped loving me. I had to do it, don't you see? You start to wonder what this means, but the owner of the speakeasy taps you on the shoulder. He seems very cheerful. I see you're a detective. I wanted to welcome you to my establishment. I know it's prohibited, or I know it's what's that word? Prohibition, sorry. But everyone needs to have a little fun, right? He offers you a glass of champagne, but you refuse and continue looking round. This is shit at the moment, isn't it? You see a woman lounging in the corner, listening to the music. It's Virginia Shaw. Instead of approaching her, you decide to wait till tomorrow and return to her home. The next morning, you hear over Virginia's house again, or you head over to Virginia's house again. Extra, extra, Murky mixologist murder remains unsolved, yells the paperboy. You can't help but feel annoyed, not only because this seems like a jab at your detective skills, but also because of the inconsistent alliteration in that headline.
The fuck?
I don't really know. I admit it, I lied, said Virginia. When you arrive, I go to the speakeasy sometimes and I drink. I know Jerry, but I swear I know nothing about what happened to him. I just got nervous, is all. I was home the other night, I honest. Flip me, this is long. Make it comfortable here. When you get back to your office, someone is waiting for you. An inspiring actress named Pauline Price. She claims she has a tip pertaining the murder. I was going to the speakeasy sometimes when I have the money, so I've seen Jerry before, sorry. About a week ago, she says, I saw Jerry driving up to the old Hyde Manor. I remember because I hear they almost never have visitors there. It was him for sure. It's hard to tell whether Pauline is sincere or if she's trying to jumpstart her fame by getting involved in the case. You thank her and she goes on her way. Do you have any tips yet? Do you know any ideas yet who it could be?
Nope, I just take it all in
Yeah.
and go through my notes after.
You decide to follow the leads on the off chance if it's true. You head to Hyde Manor, a massive estate. When you bring up the murder to the widow Geraldine Hyde, she appears to be shocked. Jerry was here just a week ago. He was delivering some of his home-brewed moonshine. I swear it's to die for. I can't believe this has happened. You meet Geraldine's daughter, Ada, on the patio. She's in great spirits. Yes, Jerry visited me. He's such a doll, so handsome. I tried to get him to stay, but he seems so busy. Such a shame. So handsome. As you're walking back through the house, you see one of the maids, Miriam, and decide to ask her if she's seen anything particular.
What was the maid's name?
Miriam, Miriam. I guess that's Miriam.
Okay.
No, she laughs, polishes a vase vigorously.
Hey, what did he ask if she'd seen?
If she's seen anything particular lately, and she said no. She laughs, polishing a vase. You creep downstairs to the kitchen where you find another maid, Mabel, who is mopping. She looks worried and possibly even upset. You ask her the same question. I haven't seen anything at all. Nothing at all. She said quickly, you leave the house. Oh, after gathering up all your evidence, you're ready to make an arrest. So who did it?
Okay.
I thought there was more, but that's it. So this is your options, right? I'm gonna give you your options, okay? There's a big list here.
Well,
So
I have 10 suspects.
Well, I think there is about 10. So there's the paperboy.
Oh damn! I
The
forgot.
paperboy,
the-
the suspect?
The paperboy. This is your options. Paperboy, Virginia Shaw, the gangsters, Sid Sawyer, the trumpet player, Virginia Leach, the jazz singer, the owner of the speakeasy, Paula Price, Geraldine Hyde, Ada Hyde, Miriam the maid, Mabel the maid, or the detective.
Oh, the detective. We could be the murderer.
Whoa. Whoa.
What the fuck is this? You know, it's gonna be something bullshit because it's flipping BuzzFeed.
True.
You just know it is. It's not gonna be the person. Oh, mad. Okay. I don't
Right.
even know if I want to give my actual answer.
Is there anything about? Do we know anything about the detective?
I'll go back to the top. It just says you're a sub detective in the 1920s.
Okay.
So
It doesn't
like
even say we know Jeremiah.
This is Virginia. Never married. She never drinks, but she lied.
she
She goes
died.
to speakeasy. She knows Jared, but she says she was home that night.
What was the owner's name of the manor?
Of the
Old
manor.
The manor.
That's
Yeah.
how I manner.
I think it was Pauline. I'm gonna say Pauline.
Well, the person who gave the tip away.
No, Pauline was the one that gave the tip. Geraldine Hyde. It was
Oh,
Geraldine.
sorry. Yeah, Geraldine.
I think she did it.
So, because he went to the manor, met Geraldine. She was shocked about the murder, and said last time she saw him was last night when he delivered some of his homemade moonshine, which she loves.
And then
She's-
also,
And she did say, "I swear to die for."
yeah, and she was also like, all her maids and all were in good spirits. One of them looked worried, but like moved on, didn't answer any questions. So I'm thinking she said to them before we came into the house to like not snitch.
But then Geraldine's daughter was like, I tried to get him to stay, but he wouldn't stay.
So handsome.
So handsome.
But she also wasn't being very direct with anything she was saying. She was just saying the same thing over and over again.
Mm.
That she's my main suspect.
Who?
Hey,
Geraldine Hyde.
Geraldine or Ada?
Geraldine.
Geraldine.
and then Maid Mariam hadn't seen anything particular, but she laughs, whereas Mabel looked worried and upset. She said she hadn't seen anything, but said it quickly.
Hmm.
And Pauline. See, Pauline's random.
It was very random, wasn't it?
She's just there. She has a tip. She has seen Jeremiah before at the Old Hyde Manor. So how did she know he was there?
True.
Did she follow him?
She said, "I remember because I hear they almost never have visitors there. It was him for sure."
Yeah, so why was she there?
Mm.
Why was Pauline Price up there? You know what I mean? Like, why is she up there at night, chilling, spanning it out, when... Unless she's friends with Geraldine and they pulled it off together.
Oh.
Did Pauline say if she saw him leave? Or did she even see him?
She just said,
I remember seeing him going in. I don't think she said anything about him leaving.
yeah, I don't...
See, she didn't say anything about him leaving. Did she meet him on the way out?
Or did he never leave?
See, for me, it's Geraldine's daughter or Pauline Price at the minute.
So
I
Ada?
think I'm sticking with
Ada.
mine.
I'm thinking Ada or Pauline. I just find it weird. I think Virginia Shaw is there to throw your mind off things because she lied.
Yeah.
But then, and then the gangsters, you would go, oh, maybe gangsters.
What about the
Like
guy that you got in a brawl with?
Yeah, Sid Sawyer.
Hmm.
Did it say why they got into a brawl?
Let me check again. I don't think so. No, it was just someone you overheard someone speaking saying, "I heard Jerry, the trumpet player, got into a brawl last night before he disappeared."
Okay.
But for some reason,
Disappeared?
for some reason you're a detective and you don't go ask questions about that. But
I know.
Here's what I'm thinking. He had a brawl with Sid Sawyer that night. Disappeared. Then after a brawl, he goes and delivers moonshine. And
whatever that
Jerry,
is.
it's like alcohol, absinthe.
Right.
But Jerry never said he looked beat or battered when he got there.
That's true.
So I'm thinking that the brawl maybe never happened.
Mm.
So he leaves. Maybe he has a verbal altercation with his trumpet player. With the trumpet player.
Yeah.
Then he's like, right, I have something better to do. So he leaves the speakeasy. While his job is still like he just leaves, you know. He's meant to be working, but he just goes to deliver the moonshine to the Old Hyde Manor. Just to clear his head, get out. Geraldine welcomes him in. Shocked about the murder. She doesn't know. Says his homemade moonshine's to die for. But the daughter tried to get him to stay, but he wouldn't. But Jerry never... Did Jerry leave? We would find out. If we know he's murdered, unless they dumped the body somewhere,
See,
There is so much that they haven't
right,
given us.
because there's a thing here that I'm reading, and it might make no sense at all, or it might not be anything related to it. But it says that someone near you says to their date, so they're obviously on a date with someone, so they're obviously not married, is what I'm getting from this, right? So it's probably someone they're on a date with. So it could be Geraldine because she's a widow.
Hmm.
But or you could say that she couldn't go on a date because she's a widow. She might not go out with someone else.
If someone says to their date, "Did you hear Jerry got into a brawl last night?"
You
With
would,
why would she care?
yeah.
And what I don't get is the detective's undercover, but the owner of the speakeasy comes
Yeah.
hi detective. Like,
Right. Let's get an answer.
I
so
think
many possibilities, but I'll go with, is it Ida?
E-
Ida?
Ida.
Ida.
Whatever.
I'm sticking with Geraldine Hyde.
Okay. I don't know if you get like multiple goes at it, or if I just click one, it tells you.
Just go.
So I'll go. I'll go Ada. I think it might be Ada. If I was to pick. Ada is correct.
Ah, knew it.
Although engaged, she became obsessed with Sad Jim the second she laid eyes on him. After a few, or maybe more glasses of Jim's moonshine, she decided she wanted to run away with him, but Jerry wasn't having it. A week later, with Mabel as her only confidant, furious Ada plotted her revenge. Bang on.
Knew it.
Bang on.
Bang on.
I mean, that was shit, but I mean,
I know. You can't see it though. I think
yeah.
I set the scene perfectly when I was trying to figure it out in my head.
Yes,
It
I
doesn't
think.
explain why the flipping wee maid Miriam was laughing when she said she hasn't seen anything. What are you laughing for?
It was her. She was the one that was with her, wasn't it? So maybe she
No,
was
you
just.
said Mabel, who was
Mabel?
the worried one.
Oh, right then, yes.
So maybe Geraldine was the one on the date, Adam,
Maybe I don't know. It could be just. I don't know.
and he was like, "You hear he got into a brawl last night?" And then she's like, "Ah, right enough. He was murdered. Maybe that guy did it."
I mean, that
'Cause
could just be a random.
She doesn't know her daughter did it, you know.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to become detectives.
Although I don't think you can arrest someone with that kind of assumption without
No.
without getting the rest of the story that you say when you click her name. I don't think you can go arrest her just being like,
Yes, we got the evidence here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Flip, I might become a detective myself.
It was great. It was great. So yeah, I had another thing I wanted to do in this podcast, but first we haven't got a lot of time and I haven't done a lot of planning for it. So maybe next one.
We'll do it next week. We won't tell them. We'll do it next week.
But I was gonna just mention it. I'll mention it.
No.
The people that have stayed here to the end, I think they deserve to know what's going to be there.
Leave them in suspense.
The people, the 2 or 3 people that are watching this right now deserve to know. We're gonna do kind of ghost stories, or maybe other crime mysteries. I'm saying I'm not promising anything because I don't give myself enough time to plan these things, so it's just kind of the day of. So, but yeah, hopefully that, and then hopefully it'll give us the background for when we stay in Dobbins or hunt at other places, and then we can go visit these places.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bug.
So yeah, I think that is a good time to end the podcast. We're nearly going 40 minutes. That flew in, that one, boys.
Wow.
So yes, thank you if you're still listening to this. We really, really appreciate it. I would also really appreciate if you hit the like button and shared with your friends and get us more subscribers and viewers. We would appreciate that a lot. And if you're not subscribed, that would be helpful as well. And any last thoughts, guys?
Good luck.
Have
Yep.
Stay
Yep.
6 meters apart.
Yes. So yeah, we're not very good at ending these things, but we'll learn.
Do you want me to end
Go ahead.
it? Bye.